Hey guys, so my day started off on such a high, like up until 10 minutes ago. I got a job at a makeup department at a store. I'm going to be filling up a cosmetician job, which is insane to me. If you had told me a year ago I would be working in sales at a makeup counter, I would have laughed in your face and I would have told you you're a big fat liar because I was working as a cashier at a grocery store. So my week, it's safe to say, has been amazing. And then I got home from the interview and I checked my emails and I got an email confirmation that I received a package in the mail from Sephora.com, and I was so excited. I was so happy because I received this baby in the mail and I have been waiting to get my hands on this palette since it launched, and I am so excited to have this. So you're probably wondering why my day is shit. Why am I saying that I'm having an awful day? Well, as I was setting up to film this video, I was setting up my lights, my camera, my backdrop, even though it's as wrinkly as a backdrop could ever be and all crinkled up, but I don't care. I wanted the rose gold coppery background to complement the palette and the theme of today's video. So I'm setting all this up and a makeup catastrophe happens. Basically, you know, an eyeshadow addict's version of Armageddon occurred. As I was setting it up, I dropped all of my palettes with all my single eyeshadows. I had them set up on my little table that I use in front of me when I'm filming to lay things down. And I had them all there because I was starting to group them up into categories of colors for my big Makeup Geek Swatch Fest video that I mentioned in my last video. If you haven't seen that, I reviewed all of her new foil eyeshadows, so that'll be in the description box below. And as I was setting all that up and I was getting everything ready, I accidentally tilted that little table I have, and all of the palettes dropped to the floor and the eyeshadows dispersed all over my room, all over the floor, and I'm gonna cry. Most of them are salvageable, but two of them are completely destroyed. Caitlin Rose is one of them, and this one I hadn't even used yet. All I had done was swatch it for a video. I hadn't gotten a chance to use it on my eyes. It was new, and it's gone. In the spotlight, another foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek is, I mean, you can say it's pretty much gone. There's like a little bit hanging on into the pan, but it's almost done. And this one was one of my favorite foiled eyeshadows for the lid. So it's ruined. It's gone. And of course there are some other ones that have been cracked and, you know, they're about to crumble or have started to chip away and crumble. That Swatch Fest video is still gonna come. I am gonna do my best to scrounge up whatever is left of Caitlin Rose off of my floor and put it in a little Ziploc bag and try and make a salvageable swatch out of it. But that's just a little update on my life. My life sucks. My life absolutely sucks. I have to go and buy the new foiled eyeshadows that either crumbled or are about to crumble, and I can see them about to just shatter in the pan. They disintegrated. It was as if an atomic bomb had just blown up in my makeup collection, and they're crumbs. So yeah, I'm not as peppy as I was when I was setting up for this video. I was gonna come on here and be extra in your face, excited, you know, really animated, but right now I'm just depressed. I'm really depressed and I'm pissed off at life, so it may not be the most positive, upbeat video ever, and I'm just going to give you that disclaimer because I'm hoping it will not influence my opinion on these eyeshadows. I'm hoping that my negative mood is not going to make me just hate everything about this. So now that that rant is aside, and I've been talking for approximately 7 or 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes, we are just going to get on with the actual point of the video. We are going to be talking about the Huda Beauty Textured Shadows palette, Rose Gold Edition. That's a mouthful. Just say that 10 times fast. This video isn't going to go too much into depth and too much into the details of all the palette. That's all going to be saved for my actual review of the palette later on within a week's time. So, you know, bear with me to kind of get my full thoughts and opinions on its value and whether it's worth it. I just wanted to get a video up on it just because I really wanted to get my hands on it and swatch it for you guys because there's so much conflicting opinions going around about this palette, so I want to kind of give my first impressions on it and whether it meets my expectations, because my expectations were very high for it and now they're kind of like, I don't know what to expect from this. So we're going to get my raw live reactions and I'm going to try and use it up and then give you guys my full in-depth thoughts in a week's time, hopefully. So all I'm going to comment on right now is the packaging. I personally think this packaging is really, really cute. It goes with her theme of all her other products. It's the two eyes, and there's a nice little touch of the rose gold eyeshadow on her eyelids. So it's a really, really cute concept, and I do think the packaging is pretty cool. Now, this is just a sleeve. The sleeve pops off, and it displays, or it reveals the clear lid package. Whatever. You can see the eyeshadows in here, is what I'm trying to say. So it's a clear display. A lot of people are saying they would have preferred to have this as the lid for the palette and like the little flap. I personally am indifferent to it. I like both versions. Sure, this would have been cute, but I actually liked it when I saw that it was a clear casing. I actually liked the look of the palette, and I thought that I had no issues with this. And there's kind of like a utility to having this clear casing because you can see all the colors and you can, I don't know, it's just unique. It's unique. Not many brands, aside from like Z palettes that you form yourself, have this clear flap. So I think it's kind of, it's cool, it's innovative, I'll give her that much. What counts is the actual eyeshadows, and that's what we're going to get into right now. So we're going to just swatch them, and I'm going to do it in groups. So I'm going to swatch all of the textured eyeshadows first, then I'm going to go into the two metallics, and then all of the mattes. So this is what all of the colors look like, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. As the name suggests, it's a textured eyeshadow palette, and what they mean by that is they have some foiled, chunkier textured shades in here, and there's 6 of those, and it's basically the 5 on this top row, so these 5, and then this 6th one down here. And then you have 2 metallic shimmery shades, and it's these 2 over here, and then everything else in the palette is matte. Okay, so I've just swatched all of the foiled textured shadows. Now, I kind of think that, because from previous reviews I had seen people say that the 6, these 6 eyeshadows are all the textured formula. I tend to disagree. I think that 3 of them are very, very textured, and 3 of them are just foiled eyeshadows, that they kind of perform and swatch the same way foiled eyeshadows by Makeup Geek, for instance, would swatch. Now, I don't know if they crumble the same like Makeup Geek foil eyeshadows do. Can you tell I'm still salty about dropping them all on the floor? Like, I'm still crying. I'm weeping on the inside. I think that the 3 that are truly textured are these 3 right here. And that's 24K, which is the gold, Rose Gold, which is like what the palette was named after, and then Trust Fund. So these are the ones that I think are truly, truly textured, and I think this, and this are just foiled eyeshadows, and it's like a Dubai, which is this one, Fling, and then #Blessed. I think those are just foiled eyeshadows, and when I show you guys the swatches, you're going to be able to tell, okay? So this is Dubai, and it's kind of like a cross between an olive, like a dirty green, a dirty olive green, kind of bronzy color, I guess. So that's Dubai. And then Fling, and Fling is just a red. It's like a cranberry red color, and it actually reminds me of an actual Makeup Geek eyeshadow that I recently just swatched in my last video. Curtain Call, it's kind of what that reminds me of. Then you get into, actually, okay, I'll do the foiled eyeshadows first. So it's Dubai, Fling, and then #Blessed. So this is kind of a bronzy, like a bronze color, has a little bit of an orange tint to it, but it's pretty much bronze. So those are the 3 foiled eyeshadows that I think perform like Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. These 3 are the ones that I actually think are the textured eyeshadows because they are very thick, very goopy, and crumbly, okay? This is 24K, which is a gold. This is Rose Gold, and then we have Trust Fund. And these, even on my hand, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but they are kind of flaking. They're very goopy, and they're very, very textured. And they're very, very thick. So those are all of the textured eyeshadows in the palette. These ones, the textured ones that I think are the actual texture, the 24K Rose Gold and Trust Fund, these three down here, they were so thick that I had to kind of go back and forth to get an even swatch out, and that caused a lot of it to just kind of crumble and flake off. Now, I don't have primer on my hands, so I don't know how it would work with like a sticky base, but it just kind of, I don't know how that would work on the eye. I don't know if that would look good on the eye, and I was just shocked at how really thick and goopy they are, so we're gonna see how it works on the eyes, I guess. But I really don't think that they all perform as textured eyeshadows. I really think that like it's just these three that are the actual really textured, thick, kind of flaky formula. It's these three in the middle. I do think that these three are more foiled, and that's just my opinion. And I don't know if everyone feels that way, or maybe it's just me and I'm wrong, but that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like there's three really textured eyeshadows, and then the other ones are kind of just like a foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek. And even foiled eyeshadows by Makeup Geek still perform better with the finger. And those ones perform well with the finger. It's just 24K Rose Gold and Trust Fund are so thick that even my finger was having trouble like really getting, because I wasn't pressing too hard into the pan to just kind of make all the swatches consistent. So I went with as much pressure and as much swiping as the two previous foiled eyeshadows needed in that row. So maybe you kind of have to work a little harder with those three textured eyeshadows, but those ones I'm definitely going to be testing out on the eye within the coming days, and I'm going to let you guys know at the final review whether they work better on the eyes with like a sticky primer. So we're going to move on to the two metallic eyeshadows, and those ones are this one here, Angelic, and then Moonstone right over here. So it's these two are our metallic eyeshadows. And these ones perform well. They perform like any shimmery eyeshadow would. So we have Angelic over here, which is a pink with a, I would say like a bubblegum pink with a gold sheen to it. It's kind of duochrome in that sense because it has a really nice gold sheen when you move in the light. And then this one, which is Moondust. I said Moonstone before, sorry. This one is Moondust. And it's, you know, it's a nice one. It's nothing too spectacular. And the rest are just matte eyeshadows. And I don't know what to expect from the mattes because I'm hoping they're okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch this row first. And it's the row with like the two at the end here, #blessed and Moondust we've already done. So it's just going to be these four in the middle here. That's what we're going to do. And as you can see, it's Bossy, Flamingo, Shy, and Bay. So this is what those four swatch like on my hand, and there's no primer on my hand. And I'm actually really shocked about Flamingo because I had seen a lot of people's swatches of Flamingo and they looked pretty bad. So here we have Bossy, which is like a brownish burgundy shade. And then Flamingo, which is this really bright, vibrant, like in-your-face neon pink. Shy, which is kind of a muted rose kind of color, and then Bay, which really you cannot even see on my hand, and it's just flesh tone color on me, but it's just like a cream, yellowish cream color. So we have Black Truffle, Stone, Suede, oh my god, Suede, Cocoa, I think, yes, Cocoa, Man-Eater, which I find that name hilarious, Henna, and then Sandalwood. So those six are the ones we're going to swatch right now. I'm really intrigued to see what this black swatch is like because blacks, okay, the black is very dry. Wow, okay. Huh. The black is pretty pigmented. And like, that's pretty impressive for a black, I don't know, especially with the way it felt. I thought since it wasn't very smooth or buttery that it would look really patchy and come out gray, but this is pretty impressive for a black eyeshadow, I have to say. Then you have Suede, which is kind of just a taupe, like a taupe gray. And then Cocoa, which is just a cocoa color, a brown color. And then Man-Eater, which is a really, really pretty red color. And again, it's one of the colors I wanted in the palette, so that's, you know, a decent swatch, I guess. Henna, which is a reddish brown color, and then Sandalwood, which is kind of like a caramel, kind of camel brown color, orangey. orangey brown, that's what this one is. I'm gonna have to disagree with a lot of people who said that they aren't pigmented with a finger swatch. Because I did get pigment off. I got color payoff off of them. Because I had heard people say that they really don't get much color payoff when they swatch with their finger. I don't know if I just have, you know, good mattes in this palette. I don't know. But they are okay with the finger as far as color payoff goes. I will admit that they are not the most buttery eyeshadows in the world. Like, putting my finger into them, it was, I don't want to say dry or chalky, but it was like kind of like MAC mattes. MAC eyeshadow, their mattes are not the smoothest, butteriest mattes in the world. I think I've been used to like Kat Von D mattes and like Anastasia Beverly Hills mattes, Makeup Geek mattes. These ones are kind of just stiffer. But they're not dry or chalky, it's just they're not super buttery soft. So I don't know how the mattes perform on the eyes. Again, we're gonna have to see that. I've heard that people say that they perform a lot better on the eyes than they do when they swatch out with their finger. What I will say is, initially when I had first seen this palette launched, I had such high expectations for it. And I don't know if the palette would have met my expectations at the time, when it first ever launched. And then I started watching other reviews, and I expected such little, like so little from it, because I had heard that these were atrocious eyeshadows. I had heard that the textured eyeshadows were crap, the mattes were even crappier. I mean, people said that they preferred the textured eyeshadows over the mattes because the mattes were worthless in here. And for me, I actually thought the mattes swatched pretty well. I don't know what people, I think people were basing it off of the feel of the eyeshadows and the texture of them, because yes, the mattes are not the most buttery in the world, so you expect for them to swatch horribly. You expect for the matte eyeshadows to be patchy. The first eyeshadow I touched, which was Bossy, as far as the matte eyeshadows go, when I dug my finger into the pan, I was like, what have I done? What have I spent my money on? But when I swatched them out with my finger, they were not too bad. And these worked okay when I was finger swatching them. As far as the matte eyeshadows, I'll have to see what they feel like on the eye and what they blend out like, but first impressions are contradictory to what people's other first impressions were, where they were saying that the mattes were complete worthless shit. They're not. I actually think they're fine. For right now, first impressions swatching them, I am pleased with everything except I'm undecided. The verdict is out on these 3 textured eyeshadows. I'm still going to test this out, and I'm going to let you guys know full thoughts and my full review on it in a week, but right now this is just what my opinion is, and we're going to see if it changes. I hope it doesn't change, except actually no, that's a lie. I hope my opinion changes on the 3 textured eyeshadows. I hope that I use them and they just blow me out of the water. So yeah guys, if you already have this palette, let me know in the comments below if you thought that like similar things to me. Were your mattes different than my mattes? Because I was actually pleasantly surprised with the mattes. For me, the issue was with the 3 textured eyeshadows, like the really textured ones. Those were kind of just a little odd to me. So let me know if you already have the palette, what your opinion is on it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It makes my day, and you get notified every time I post a new video, and you'll also get notified when I post my final review on this product. So make sure to subscribe before you leave. My links to my social media will be down below in the description box. I have Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I will see you guys in my next video, and I hope you guys are having a great day or night wherever you are in the world, whenever you're watching this video. I hope it's a great one, and I will be seeing you guys in my next video, which will probably be the review on this palette. So look forward to that. I will see you later. Bye.